Final Pogba will leave it for Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. Look, they went for Martial. Lovely touch by Fernandez. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Good night, good night, good night. Welcome to All In, All United. No host by the name of Reem or Nico tonight. It is yours truly, Big Phil. Right? Now, before I get to the panel, I don't know where every Manchester United fan was, but for the Manchester United fans who were probably sleeping, who had no internet, who had no electricity, who probably no waking up to watch All In, All United, something special happened today. Yep. Manchester United Football Club has announced the appointment of Erik Ten Hag, right? Erik Ten Hag and Ajax. Well, actually, Ajax was compensated $2 million. Erik Ten Hag will be joining Manchester United as the full-time manager, right? But to discuss the appointment of Erik Ten Hag, I will not do it by myself. I am joined by Simeon. I am joined by Chef, joined by Lion, and then also joined by Caveman. Fellas, how are you doing?
Good. Looking forward to the season finishing.
That's good. Let me just go through some of the comments because we got some comments here already. First comment from Zizou Reem, Erik Ten Hag. We back all year. Boom. Richard Brigal, thanks for joining, buddy. I am good. Today has been a great day with Erik Ten Hag coming in. Jody, what's up, man? Blessed good night to everyone. Blessed good night to you as well, buddy. Everson, thanks for joining, man. Good night, fellas. GGMU, let's hope for the best. Yeah, that's all we can do, man. That's all we can do. Arun, welcome, buddy. Good night, guys, and good night to you as well, buddy. And last but not least, John Paul. Thanks for joining. Blessed evening to the fellas, right? And if you're now tuning in, please like and please subscribe to All In, All United. I'm going to go around the panel and just give me your thoughts on Erik Ten Hag's appointment. You know, it was he your first choice? I can start with Simeon.
I think definitely first choice. I mean, given what we need and what he's done, I know he has no premiership experience, but he likes young players. We need more youth in the team. He's a hands-on coach. Like, he actually works with the players, train. He goes through the drills and stuff with them. He works on every aspect of training, like nutrition. Making sure like this problem we have with guys always injured and stuff. He works with everything. Like, he had a modern approach to the game, and he comes from a great. We look at who he's worked under. He had Pep. I mean, that's a good barometer to where he comes from. And then I just think he has a better attitude with our guys. I think someone like Poch would have been too soft. I think he's a guy that wants players to do what he says and wants to make sure it happens. So I think he is the best choice for us right now.
Chef, talk to me. Is Erik Ten Hag the right guy for Man United, or was there somebody else in mind that you had?
As far as I'm concerned, there was nobody else even close to getting this job. I personally think like the stars just aligned for him to get this job. As in, we're going into a end of season, preseason, where a lot of players we are leaving. Is a perfect opportunity to build a side. It's a perfect opportunity to bring in a lot of our young, talented players. It's a perfect opportunity to start a new era, a seriously new era in Manchester United history. And we have a young manager. We have a modern manager. We have a manager who who has made his name from being able to groom young players, being able to motivate a young team to punch way above their means, and he's serious. So a lot of the nonsense what has been going on, I just can't see it continuing with him as well as with our current manager who's probably going to go upstairs now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, big appointment.
Yeah, for sure. Before I get to you, Caveman, let me just go through some comments right now, right? Jody saying, Aaron, you pick a few leaf after getting the news of Ten Hag. I know kind of leaf you're talking about, but it's
I
not
know
sure.
a picture of me with a certain tree on Facebook.
Rudy Ragbear, thanks for joining. Good night, fellas. Rudy's also saying big news. It's true, definitely big news, right? Rudy, again, to be honest, he wasn't the first choice for me, but I know he's probably what we need, right? Rudy, let us know who your first choice was, right? Davion, thanks for joining. He's saying, blessed good night. Yep. He's saying, sell them all. Wow. Well, if he sell them all, Ten Hag ain't got nobody to come to. It's like that episode of Fresh Prince where Will Smith come back and all the furniture gone. They had nothing there, right? But anyway, Rudy is also saying he's a control freak. He did say his model is approach to Pep, or is similar to Pep's. I guess so, yeah. Jody saying, as much as I'm glad they did this appointment early, I only see it as a distraction.
A distraction from what though?
Probably talking about the
I guess is a distraction from the last 5 or 6 games that we have. I guess that's what Jody's talking about.
Are we still talking about what we could do this season?
No. This session of All in All United is strictly about Ten Hag, boy.
No. I said when you mean distraction, you mean those last few. Listen.
Yeah, Jody, let us know what you mean by distraction.
I think where you're coming from is that the Glazers would always do something to make you say, okay, we love you again. I think that is what he means. But
here's my thing, right? I think us signing Cristiano Ronaldo was a distraction. I think I think us signing Ten Hag is us going in the right direction. But anyway, I want you guys to talk. I will go to a few more comments and then hand it over to Caveman, right? Everything is saying giving thanks for us not hiring Poch. Rudy saying he's actually really good with establishing talent as well. And I think that part of his managerial skills are underrated. Yeah, very true. Like how he did Dusan Tadic. Dusan Tadic, Donny van der Beek, Anthony. Who else? Frankie de Jong. Those guys, right? So, floor is yours, Caveman.
DH.
What you? Let me ask a broad question to you, Caveman, because I asked Simeon and Shaq that question already, right? Now, post Sir Alex Ferguson, right? The fan base, I think, was divided based on the manager who was at the helm, right? I think the fan base was divided on Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, and obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? Now, in my opinion, I think most of the fan base is united on this appointment of Erik Ten Hag. I don't know what you think, Caveman.
I mean, I think so too. I recall, was it Gary Neville? He did a poll on Twitter, and it was for who would the United fans prefer between Pochettino and Erik Ten Hag, and I think like 80+% were in favor of Ten Hag. So I think for once that was a good question. I think for once most of the fan base are pulling towards this manager. At the same time, it's kind of comical because then I saw another poll by United Arena asking how many games have the fan base watched, and one of them was 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 10 to 15, more than 15, and more than 80% once again have not watched more than 10 games that Erik Ten Hag has managed. So I think is people are more so in love or more so fantasizing of the idea of what Ten Hag can do. He has a cool name. A lot of fans they get caught up in the cool name things. Like to Heath Chung, for example. But
Could he also say that some of these new Man United fans are just riding a wave? As one person likes Ten Hag, so let me just ride this wave for like
a lot of it is groupthink.
Yeah.
Their favorite accounts would dictate what direction to go. Because I personally have watched probably like 7 games. So I'm not going to front that I've watched 7 games between the first game when they beat Real Madrid. Between then and now, I've watched probably 6. I've been in that group 6 or 7 games, but it seems to be more than the average United fan that has seen Ten Hag manage. So yeah, I think it's cool for the fan base. I think it's okay. It's good. It's a good appointment. A good step. I think for once you're pulling in the right direction for the club and the fan base. So I'm hoping for the best, to be honest.
Lion, what's your thoughts on United appointing Erik Ten Hag? Was he your first choice? Was there a better option out there?
Of course, he was my first choice because I know it was coming down to him and Pochettino, but from Pochettino's past few years, he's not that attractive anymore, right? I liked him at first, but after a while, I realized he's not the manager we need. We need someone that can build from the ground up, right? Expose some youths, get them into the side, and this is what Ten Hag is about. He rebuilt Ajax about twice, right? Yeah. He even took Tadic. Tadic wasn't anything when he was playing in the Premier League. You know?
Sebastian Haller wasn't nothing at West Ham.
Right, and he have them fellas looking.
These men was abject failures.
Yeah, he have them fellas looking good. I mean, it may not happen with us, but you could see something would happen, right? He could do something. And we have a lot of talent in the youth system coming up. And I'm sure he could do something with them, right? And integrate some other players, probably buy 2-3 players and in this window coming up. And we'll see how it goes from there. But I'm excited to see what's taking place.
I slightly disagree with Lion because we need more than 2 or 3 players in this transfer window.
Well, I just being realistic with the owners we have. So I just keeping it at a low number for now. And I get too excited with 6 and 7 and thing. And so let me just see how it takes place. Yeah.
Yeah. If tune in, just like and subscribe and share the content because this is All In All United. We're talking about the appointment of Erik Ten Hag. And Erik Ten Hag is not coming over to Manchester by himself. It is also, confirmed that Mitchell van der Gaag, who was Ten Hag's assistant at Ajax, is also coming over. And there's a possibility of either Steve McLaren or Robin van Persie as well coming over to assist Ten Hag in bringing this club back to the glory days, right? Let me go through some comments before I get back to the panel. Where was I? Right. Adrian Duncan, welcome. He's saying, pleasant good night, guys. Of all of our managerial appointments post-Ferguson, I feel a lot confident with Ten Hag. And that's the question I posed to Caveman just now because the fan base was divided post-Fergie to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I can say most of the fan base is on for Ten Hag being appointed, right? Everson is saying, first by my Brazilian winger Anthony. We're gonna get to Anthony a little bit later on in the program, right? I am for buying Anthony because of what he's doing in the Champions League and bossing it. But on one hand, Everson, I can be real with you. Man United have not had the best luck with Brazilians in our team. I just putting it out there. From Cleberson, Anderson, and I can name a whole list. We haven't had the best of luck with Brazilians, but I'm still willing to give Anthony a chance, right? Jody is saying, Noah Chef, not a distraction for the rest of the season, but off the Glazers. And this team getting.
That is fat, Jody.
Yeah. I know
Good
where you guys
PR
come
team.
But
After such a big defeat.
Chef, curious question, Chef. Is it really a distraction off of the Glazers per se? Because it is an appointment that we all can agree with, though, right?
It is an appointment. I will say this, and I think I said this last episode. I honestly think it has reached such embarrassing levels now that the Glaze, well, to them, to us, it's embarrassing years now. But it's so glaring now that the Glazers know, here what? Now it's put up or shut up time. We can't just try to mama guy the fans. We can't try to mama guy shareholders again. We had to do something with this team, especially when they have a blasted, successful NFL team. So I honestly think they have no choice now but to really act and act properly now. So I don't think I get what Jody's saying.
Yeah, I get what
I honestly think it's that much of a distraction because we're still going to boo them anyhow.
True. Davian is saying, "Way boy, if we sell Rashford, that would be sad, you know." But saying
what would be sad about that?
Golden boy.
I'm not gonna lie, Jeff. I'm not gonna lie, Jeff.
Was he more scored Rashford ever score first in that season? Probably 15.
I think it was 20 in the season that COVID nearly shut down the entire season because both Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood had scored 20 plus goals that season.
That is overall, right? That's not in the league.
No,
I think the league is like 17, I think.
I think it was overall.
17, right? I want you all, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but are you all seeing, or have you all seen Anthony, we name Marcus Rashford, improve? You all seen his trajectory going up?
No. Nah.
I mean, from when he first started and the last.
To now?
Not this season. This season, he definitely hit a brick wall, but previous 2 seasons, that was a big improvement from when he first started.
Let me ask you a question, Chef, and the rest of the panel. Are you, and be honest with me, are you willing to press the reset button on Marcus Rashford now that Erik Ten Hag is in?
I would give him 1 season again.
Perfect. What about you, Simeon? You willing to set the reset button?
Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta talk to. I mean, I think when the coach comes in, you gotta talk to Rashford. But I mean, the guy has skill, and it's obvious that I think a lot of these guys are just their career has taken a dive because they have not been pushed. I think especially a young player like Rashford, I think he hasn't been pushed to the level he needs to be pushed, and all the other players in England has passed him up. So I think I'll give him a chance. Another year.
Natty Jr. is saying, well said, Lion. Our team needs rebuilding right now, but I'm excited for the change. I think most of us are excited, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why Ten Hag was the big choice because we knew he likes to work with young players, and if it was one coach to clear out and bring in young players, it would be Ten Hag. I think with Poch and most of the other players, the coaches, you think they like to have experienced players and work with. I think Ten Hag being so used to rebuilding teams and working with young unknown players that he could easily say, "Well, you ain't do what's here to do. Get out. I'll bring a young guy in for less money that's hungry, and you could get a team built up faster than a Poch would." So I think that's why Ten Hag was the favorite choice to come in.
And that's what we need, right?
Yeah, and I will dare add the difference with Ten Hag and Ole. Ole came in with a lot of us thinking that, hey, former Manchester man, he's going to work with the young fellas, he will earn a certain amount of respect. But we saw for ourselves how familiarity really breeds contempt. Because them fellas and them, Ole was like the partner. And Ole watched them that, yeah, what, this is a group that I trust, so sink or swim, I'm going down with them. But in the end, it's them same players and them that he trusts so much have him without a work today. Number one of them is Marcus Rashford.
Let's see.
Certain players that should have been eaten bench long time.
John Paul Belmar, thanks for joining. Good night, fellas. Best decision made by the club post Fergie. This is along the lines of when Klopp was at Dortmund and we let him go to Pool. As I've told people, Klopp and Pep are two managers that we missed up on. But we don't dwell on the past. We have Erik Ten Hag in right now. Everything is saying that he agrees with me. You know, not having the best kick with Brazilians, but by the law of averages, I guess that's supposed to be we must come good. Yeah, sure. Or one must come good. My bad. Arun is saying we know Ten Hag can do special things. Hopefully he can do something with Rashford, right? And I think most of the panel are willing to press the reset button on Marcus Rashford. He's 24 years old, and Ten Hag works with those type of players, right? You know, between the ages of 18 and like you're 25, 26, right? So as most of the guys on the panel said, Tadic and Haller weren't saying anything in the Premier League. Not know what happened now, right? So
yeah.
Next comment from Jody. When Ten Hag comes in, I would like to see he get rid of someone who would have the other players thinking twice about slacking off. I agree. One thing Ten Hag is known for is fitness. If you're not fit, get out. Right?
Yeah. And one thing that I have to see, them boy and them does run.
Yeah, Adrian, we share the same sentiments as you. Give Rashford one more chance, ship up or shape out, right?
No, this is a big season for Marcus Rashford.
Well, Donny sleeping good tonight, huh?
Yeah. Donny coming. And I'll tell you something. I would like to see the youth come back and really get a chance to fight for his position.
Yeah, of course.
Jody saying I believe will get Marcus Rashford back to playing at a high level, and I hope so as well too, right? Because
as we don't want the man playing bad. It could only be a good thing. A Manchester-born, Manchester true player come good. This is the thing, you know. Sometimes it feels like people think when we critique a player, it's like we want the man to fail. Dad, if the man failing, is we team make it look bad.
If the man playing well, that's it. Right?
But whole season so why?
Dog, that man wasn't joke bad, terrible this season. You know? It's a long time I haven't seen a player, just make so much back strides like that, boy. Rashford, football IQ is as good as a donkey, boy.
David is saying this new coach is good at all, but it would be pointless if the manager isn't backed properly with transfer ins and outs, and that is probably going to lead us into the next segment as we're on the 25-minute mark. Right now, it's kind of a two-way question, right? What do you guys expect from Erik Ten Hag for the next 2 to 3 seasons? Because he signed a contract until 2025 with an extension
3 years.
26, right? What do you guys expect from Erik Ten Hag for the next 2 to 3 seasons? It could be who you want Erik Ten Hag to bring in. Tell me about a philosophy you want Erik Ten Hag to instill. Tell me about players you want Erik Ten Hag to get rid of.
Before we get there, can I just say, I just don't want to see Fletcher anywhere near the touchline.
That's true.
Yeah,
Gosh,
start with that.
Before we get there, I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that he is his own guy. I want to make sure he makes all the, the team squad, like who plays. I want to. I mean, that's the first thing before we do anything. Like, I want to make sure like he has autonomy over the squad because Fletcher, he and Ragnick Air, shouting direction like he is the technical director.
yeah.
Like, I need to go back to
Engineer.
the box, and watch the game.
But
But Ragnick talk about that today.
Ragnick tell him about it tonight.
Today, Ragnick talk about it.
Yeah, you say you can't be doing that. Go back.
You cannot be.
That's not the job title.
It looks bad. What the hell the technical director doing on the touchline shouting directions?
Outside,
And as Ragnick says, what alarming, that statement Ragnick made today was so, it just reached me because it's exactly what I was saying. Ragnick basically said, I give these fellas and them instructions, and apparently they don't have enough football brain to carry out the instructions. So the technical director has to come and shout the instructions to them. What, you believe that? Men making over 100, 200,000 a week. And this is what I keep on saying. We move from manager to manager to manager. But it's basically has been the same set of players, a couple coming in. But obviously, men like that just do not know how to follow instructions.
Mm-hmm.
No, Simeon said he doesn't want to see Fletcher. So that's part of it, right? I can bring up a comment where I think most of the panel, if not all the panel, will agree, right? 3, 2, 1.
Well, yeah.
Listen.
That's a good
Listen.
Oh, you know what?
Listen.
Forget what I said. Yeah, forget what I said.
I know Chef.
Yeah.
I know Chef's thoughts, but I want to hear Caveman on this here. He needs to change the captain. I want to hear your thoughts on this here.
And that's for him to decide. If anything, I think he is feeling the pressure. I can tell that he's feeling the pressure, man. He's wanted to do too much, and I don't know if the captaincy is causing that, but maybe just taking him out the limelight can alleviate some of that pressure, especially taking into the context that interview that he had that came out right before the Liverpool game, and then you went to put in a performance like that, just shot yourself in your foot. And I don't know if it's a lack of self-awareness or if it's a self-awareness, but when he was saying, if the man just picking me, it must be doing something well. I was like, that's really not it. But
boy, you don't know.
He feels entitled. He feels
that comment, boy. You don't know how pissed I was.
He feels entitled to a starting spot, and I think a lot of that is something that the fan base is definitely divided on. And but in generally speaking, captain does more than lead a team out front. They do a lot of off the field stuff. They set cultures and set tones for how the others are supposed to be. Like I think he reintroduced late fines if you're late. You get a fine and stuff. So he has done some good stuff behind the scenes, but on the field, that's where most fans are already paying attention, and it's too much left to be desired. So whoever the next captain is, if he does take the captain off, you still got to take these things into consideration. How much can they get the squad pulling in the same direction when it comes to training, when it comes to showing up for other contractual duties, when it comes to everything behind the scene along with training. So it's a catch-22. It's a catch-22.
You could clearly see that Maguire's just not captain material. The way he speaks, he has no passion behind him. He just does an interview.
He baby.
They're picking me because I'm playing good. Why would you say that? Right? Why would you say that? You don't belong on that side based on the fact that, or you don't belong as the captain based on the fact of the way you speak, right? You're not a leader on the pitch. You could clearly see no one on that team respects Maguire, right? He cannot talk to Cristiano Ronaldo at all, right? He just is not captain material. We need somebody, and to be honest, I don't even see who could be the captain on that side right now. The only man I might think about based on seniority is Varane, right? Based on his experience, but we don't really have any captain material there now.
We don't.
We don't.
That's the worst part. And here's the thing, we talking about Maguire as the captain. Well, I will go one further. Maguire can't even be my starting centre back right now. Let me tell you something. Your centre backs is the players, and them you look to have a calming influence on the entire team, because you always start from defense and go forward.
Let me ask a question, Chef. Since we're talking about maybe transfer in and outs, would you bring in another one or two centre backs? Would you promote a centre back from the youth, or would you use one of the current centre backs to put in the starting 11?
So, okay, I think we need to bring in. We need to bring in a proper centre back. I will say this: I know more about our youth attackers more than our youth defenders. So if I try to just talk on promoting a defender, I can't say. I know more about the guys who's play further upfield. That being said, this was my thing about buying Rafael Varane. The man is a good player, but you cannot depend on it. So basically, we buy a player who played not even half the season. Which again, the decision making in Manchester United really doesn't leave you wondering, why would we go after a player who, especially in a centre back position, boy, that you can't depend on. No matter how good he is, you cannot depend on the man. Why are you buying that? We have, and Judd, I honestly believe we have to be cutthroat right now. As much as Lindelof has, I would say the man has improved, and maybe if he has a leader with him, he could possibly fight for that starting role. But when I watch these rest of centre backs, top centre backs around the road, Victor Lindelof name can't call there. So that Lindelof out, Harry Maguire, and I'm saying this now.
So you were selling Lindelof?
Go on.
Okay.
Maguire, I will tell you flat out, Maguire for me has always been overrated highly. I don't know what was good about Maguire and Leicester? As a centre back, he used to score. But at Leicester, he had damn good defensive mids in front of him. That I don't understand what we pay 80 million for. Why that man? Especially when it had Van Dijk. It had Cancelo. It had men who we could have spent that money on. We spent it on Slabhead.
Let me push a centre back pairing scenario towards you guys, right? What if we had to go next season starting Rudiger and Victor Lindelof?
Yeah, that better than Maguire.
That probably would work. Listen, we talking about. I want men to understand what's seen. Manchester has a way we've been overpaying for nonsense.
Yeah.
And what we had to splash money on, we're not willing to go after. You see Rudiger? Men could tell me what they want. Rudiger better than every centre back Manchester have right now.
Of course.
All of them. That is, and he's a free agent. Man, that who all you had to go after. Not to mention it's gonna be sweet to stick it to Chelsea.
Let me go through some comments. I saw a comment here with regards to Marcus Rashford again, right? Rashford deserves a chance because he was not properly managed in the past. Ten Hag's reputation could see Rashford reach his true potential. I think he has an attitude problem, though. David is saying nobody should have gotten a new contract this season, including Bruno.
Yeah.
Did he even do for us? Deserve a new contract?
Fact.
Because the decision making is still crappy.
Yeah.
We're talking about Danny Welbeck 2.0.
Yeah.
Who's that?
No, Rashford.
Oh God, you're wicked.
That real bad. That poor. Yeah.
Everything is saying change and drop. Yeah, for sure. Change and drop for sure. Joey is saying question for the panel. You have to get rid of 2 players and bringing in 2 players to replace them, or 1 at least, right? Well, we know the obvious players who are leaving, right? Let me touch on the first part of this question, and then I'll go on to the other comments. I'll go on the panel. I'll start with you, Lion. Give me 2 players you would bring in.
Probably Torres, centre back, and Darwin Núñez.
Caveman, give me 2 players you would bring in. I think you're muted.
I was on the fence with Declan Rice because of the price, but this is a player that I think going to last for a decade or even more because of his position. I think we should splash the cash on Declan Rice, and if there's enough left back to get Núñez in, bring Darwin Núñez.
Chef, give me 2 players you would see bring in. I think you mentioned Rudiger was 1, or
Rudiger is definitely one of my number 1 picks. I would take Rudiger and Declan Rice.
Simeon, give me 2 players you would bring in.
Rudiger, of course. I think he's a I mean, but I want to say Nkunku.
Yeah.
Nah, he's more like a Rashford Martial type. He would do good with a pairing with a center forward pairing.
RB Salzburg or Leipzig.
Leipzig. Yeah.
The two players I would bring in are Darwin Núñez and Ruben Neves from Wolves. Those are the 2 players.
Really?
Well,
yeah.
No, Ruben Neves is a nice player.
He's a nice player, man. He really
an intelligent player too.
Yeah.
So just going a little bit off topic, if we had to get our ideal players in, my ideal midfield would be Ruben Neves in front of the back 4 and Donny van de Beek and Bruno, or Donny van de Beek and Fred. That's just me, right? So let's go to some of the comments. You're right. It ain't no fat match. It ain't no fat match say. A fat match say could beat these jokers. Yeah, boy.
Damn right.
Jody saying Simeon Ralph call out Fletcher on intervening on training. Yep, he did.
When that happened?
I think it's
Today?
Yeah.
I haven't watched any last 3 press conferences. I need to watch them.
Nah, he talk about Fletcher at training as well as match day on the sideline.
I can watch it. Press conference.
I ain't gonna lie, I really like Ragnick.
Yeah.
I like him.
You know what Ragnick not going to allow? The shit what's going on in Manchester to pull him down and spoil his reputation. He ain't going through that. So here what? Let me you know what's going on.
I think he has more say than people feel.
Nah, Ragnick have plenty say.
Trust and believe that. I don't think he has plenty say. I think he has plenty protection from the man that's no in charge. No. What's Myrtle?
Yeah.
Because Murtaugh brought him in.
Natty Jr. is saying, I expect Ten Hag to bring more depth into team, a youthful, hungry team on the pitch as well on the bench. True, I agree.
They're dipping out in 5 minutes, fellas. Just letting y'all know.
Yeah, for sure, man. John Paul is saying, I think it just has to be said, Maguire isn't Man United quality, so he cannot be captain. Should never have been.
It's simple as that.
Before you go, Cave, answer this question here then.
The DM is not for asking the panel, DM is not the position we need again. Of course we need the DM position.
That is what
we've been needed a DM since
we've been
5
needed.
years. 5 years.
But,
5 years and like what? Actually, since Ferguson left, the DMs that we had have been
Bruv, we needed a DM since Roy Keane. End of story. Since Roy Keane.
Schneider.
Herrera would probably been the last defense.
Herrera was more box to box, right? But I still love Herrera.
In a DM. But
Carrick wasn't really a DM to
Carrick only became a DM because he
slower.
He was a deep line
because he understood the position more. But he started out as a CM and he transferred to a DM. He switched positions, but he wasn't an out DM.
He wasn't no out. He wasn't no out. You have to see Carrick.
So basically,
Carrick wasn't no ball winner or nothing like that. Carrick used to get the ball and transfer it up front.
He used to have little ball winning aspects, but he was a deep line midfielder.
Carrick wasn't even a ball winner. Carrick's positioning was just above others.
You want DM that filmed me was Morgan Schneiderlin. I was expecting a lot from him.
That's what I was about to say because before we bought Matic, it was Morgan Schneiderlin. And Schneiderlin failed.
He didn't believe he was at Manchester United.
Yeah, we have to replace a DM since Matic. Matic we needed replacing. Matic needed a cover, not just replacing. He needed a cover.
Yeah,
we got Matic. We got Matic so late in his career, boy. I would have loved if we had gotten Matic 2-3 years earlier.
Yeah. But Ghana is a DM, right? Ghana
is a DM.
I think
I'm bringing Ghana straight into my team.
Yeah.
John Paul is saying it will be interesting how existing contract clauses would affect Erik Ten Hag's decision. Just to let you know, Erik Ten Hag, I think when he gets there, he's going to sit down with each of the players one-on-one.
Yeah.
And he's only bringing in players who are on their last year of their contract. So
he said that.
Yeah, the likes of Scott, De Gea, and Bruno won't obviously be in that meeting, but the likes of Luke Shaw, Fred, whoever will be in that meeting, right? Whoever contract expire in 2023 will have that one-on-one meeting with Ten Hag. So I was told.
Are y'all keeping Luke Shaw?
No.
Nope. That had one good season, and he's been there for how many seasons?
Chef. Luke Shaw has been there since Van Gaal. Tell me 2 seasons.
One good season.
That's a tricky one. Based on the fact that we may not do all that business to her.
Luke Shaw is old, 26, 27?
27.
Yeah.
Wait, Chef, you keeping Luke Shaw?
No, come now, man.
We have Brandon Williams coming back anyway.
To do what? But I prefer fight up with Brandon Williams and our next young man.
First about that, I don't know though.
Yeah, Kev. Thanks for joining, man.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Natty Jr. is saying the captain performs such an important role. He leads and brings that energy to the team. Maguire certainly does not have the drive, no passion, no energy. Look, I kid you not, we could do an hour on Maguire, right? Chef talk for 20, Simeon talk for 10, I talk for 10, and Lion be the host.
Why are you so fed up talking about Maguire?
We do an entire session on Maguire, trust me. Jody saying, Chef, it doesn't matter who we sign, the proper coaching staff was not there to get the best out of them, right? I see where Jody is coming from, and Erik Ten Hag is bringing in who he wants, right? So now, I think that's why most of the panel are willing to press the reset button on, for example, Marcus Rashford, right? Because the man has been dog shaving cream this season, right? Boy, everybody, Chef popular tonight, boy. Chef, you call that the Manchester United tax, which is you add in another 20 million because it's Man United.
And I will say this to this statement. Arun is correct, but I will say this. Manchester United have it so.
I wouldn't say Manchester United. I would say Woodward.
Yeah.
Because he come out
Correct.
and say, we can do things in the window that nobody can do.
Yeah. He have it so. We ever used to overpay for players?
No.
No. You thinking being competitive in the market is overpaying? That is foolishness.
Yeah.
Being competitive is number one, having proper scouts that could go out there and find players. This is what has been Manchester's problem for me. Find a player to suit the team, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Not the team had to suit the player. It don't work so.
So you're saying don't buy players for buying players' sake, then?
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't buy players to sell jerseys alone.
You know,
don't have to buy players with name.
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but the way how Ten Hag works with youngsters, I have a feeling Ten Hag can save us money. You know.
I hope so.
But I honestly feel that gonna happen. I honestly do not see Manchester going to be. I know we will bring in players, but I don't see us bringing in no floodlight players. And here's what. I'm glad for that. That is what I don't want. You had to sign this marquee player. That is not what we need right now. We tried that, and it has not worked. So let us try doing it the right way.
Do you want Declan Rice?
Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised.
I said that.
Don't be surprised if Ten Hag gets, because apparently we have been given a budget of 200 million. Don't be surprised if Ten Hag gets about 7 or 8 players for that 200 million, you know, and that would be that'd be a steal of a deal.
That's what
I'll tell you something.
Example. Watch Robertson.
Yeah.
Who was he? He was nobody. He was playing at Sheffield or one of them sides.
Yeah, no, Robertson was at Hull. He was at Hull, yeah.
Something. Well, he and Maguire.
Where Alexander Arnold was.
Youth system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, let me tell you something. It has certain positions you're going to have to spend money on, no matter how.
For what?
We could try to hang, and that's the next thing. Manchester, when there's the haggle, the door haggle. But you see haggling to sign a defensive midfielder, just sign one and done now, boy. Just sign a proper defensive midfielder and done. Because even if we bring up Ghana, when we bring up Ghana, we still need a next. You can't depend on one player alone.
Yeah, need somebody.
We need to be able to have 2 good players for every position.
Competition.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I love Scott McTominay, but I personally find we just ask that boy to do too much. We just ask him to do things he ain't built to do.
Let me push a question to you guys. And I raised this point on another podcast, and some of the guys were surprised, but they saw where I was coming from. Right? Now we two things. We know we have no leaders in the team, one, and we know that Erik Ten Hag he works well with youngsters. So like from your 18-year-olds to like 23, 24-year-olds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say next season comes, a majority of our team is 18-year-olds to 23, 24-year-olds. Would you make Scott McTominay captain?
No.
The only man who was supposed to be the future captain was Rashford.
Yeah.
But
yep.
He's not looking like that right now.
You gotta go to train. Ten Hag gonna come in and you're gonna have training and stuff. Hopefully he gonna do some training, do some camps and stuff, and be like, whoever shows that ability and that leadership.
Everybody does look good in training camp, boy.
I mean,
but there would be a standout player. I know where Simeon coming from.
Right now it's nobody. I mean, you have to see. You know, it probably be somebody who ain't there yet. So it has to be someone that comes in.
And remember we were talking about that we would probably have to buy a captain.
And that's the problem.
Not being the captain.
Like how you build a team with nobody has the character to be a captain. How do you build a team like that?
That says so much.
How you build a team with that just shows you the thinking that went on.
That says so much.
And like who built this team? You know, we have guys who always injured. You know, guys who ain't never fit. We have guys who can't do this, who carry that. Like
disinterested. I think something people need to understand.
I get one person to agree with me. That's all I need. One person.
The captain doesn't always. Most times, to be honest, is not the best player on the team. You know.
That's why I say Scott. You know, chef. That's why I say Scott.
But I think he was scouted as a future captain too.
Scott is heart and soul.
And I think Scott is also the young captain of Scotland as well, too. Right? Let me go through these comments before the last 10 minutes of this here. Right? Jody's saying, next question for y'all. Where do you think Ten Hag will prioritize with strengthening of the team and get rid of? I know
see that defensive midfield position.
Yeah, that for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, Jody. We need to strengthen both in attack, the middle, and in the defense. There's
no position, none.
Even need a new keeper now.
Right now, add Cristiano Ronaldo and Cavani's ages together. Can't depend on that. One.
That's good.
Yeah,
Cavani definitely good.
You can't.
I never think Cavani ever really land.
Nah, more vacations than starts, right?
Yep.
Defensive midfielder. I think we mentioned Ruben Neves. We mentioned James Garner, so that's definitely a priority. And then centre back positioning because most of us are tired of Harry Maguire, right?
You know what's messed up real bad? This whole Greenwood thing.
True.
Greenwood coming back.
Yeah.
I think so.
Davian is saying, I like Shaw, but his time has expired. Yep, true.
Yep.
Let Shaw ride out, too injury prone and inconsistent. Definitely agree. We've been trying to suit Pogba 10 years now. Jesus Christ. Aaron Jones is saying, anybody know if the bomb was found? Boy.
No bomb.
Boy. I posted that on my Instagram today, right? About 3 people say it was me. I said, don't say that again here. Like, don't get me wrong. We're not big fans of Harry Maguire, but the last thing you want to do is send.
Nah, as much as I'm not a Harry Maguire fan at all, that wasn't cool at all.
True.
That nonsense.
That's sad.
Oh Lord, I get 2 people to agree with me, boy. I agree with Scott being captain. It would also raise his game. And then last comment here, Iron. You're mad or what? What you people?
I don't know what is this thing about replacing the hair?
We need to replace the gear.
Why?
A lot of people think that David De Gea is not up to scratch with the modern day football, right? I'll take you back to the Liverpool game, Chef.
No. Remember we talk. I understand, you know, but I just find keepers so hard to find, boy.
Yeah.
But
we
take a chance on Dean Henderson, Chef.
In front of David De Gea, boy. Nah. And I like Hendo, but David De Gea just pull off some. That man has been practically Manchester's best player for the last 10 years, you know.
Yeah.
So why can't get rid of him for? What I would do is give Henderson more opportunities.
Okay.
Dan, when Barcelona at its height had 2 keepers, you had a keeper for the cups, you had a keeper for the league. So
So if we take that approach, who would you put for the cups and who would you put for the league? If we had to take that approach, who would you put for cups and who would you take for the league?
I would put De Gea league, Hendo for cups.
Except if we in the Champions League.
Bye. Yeah, I guess.
Dwayne
But definitely for the cups, the domestic cups, Henderson. And it have some prem games you can give the man too. You cannot have a young, talented player like that just sitting on a bench game after. That makes no... I could not understand for the life of me Ole going to this youth, telling him, you're getting opportunities. You pull him back from his loan, you know, to tell him that and not give him man opportunities.
Nah,
Boy, I tell you, Ole was
in that case, he was getting into the team, and we see this year, he come and get COVID.
Yeah,
and when the gear start to pull back a form,
Dan, the hair pull back a form that you couldn't drop him.
And don't forget, we get all cups, all them cup games we supposed to play. We get knocked out early.
Yeah,
the cup game.
Chef, I'm gonna slightly disagree with you, but hear me out, right? Now you said that Dean Henderson can play in a few Premier League games, and I want that. What if Erik Ten Hag has us clicking so well that we are actually neck and neck with Liverpool and Manchester City next season? I'm talking about the only thing that can separate these three teams, United, Liverpool, and City, is a goal difference.
Right.
What would you do? Also, Erik Ten Hag is known for having a great defensive record. So let's say 10 games in, David De Gea has like 5 clean sheets. What would you do then?
I still going with De Gea as my EPL keeper. But I still saying it have games, even no matter how close it is, it have games you can rotate. Show, let me be real. You have to be able to show confidence in your players. That is how you build a man confidence too. When you can tell him, you're starting this game. As well as your De Gea or any player on the whole have to know that, my pick not sure. I have valuable competition there.
Well, keep you on the
league.
Okay, fair enough.
That's something else really do. You don't really rotate keepers in the league. You rotate them in the cups. Unless...
Nah, dog. Don't put that man say Pickford. Henderson better than Pickford. Jody, coach.
Not Jody.
Jody a wicked or?
Pickford does go mad.
Pickford does look good against Manchester United.
And the Steelers go mad sometimes.
Also for England as well, too. Right?
There's something about England keepers, boy, that has strip off.
But that does go off.
Fellas, boy, tonight has been a great discussion about Erik Ten Hag appointment, who Erik Ten Hag will bring in, who Erik Ten Hag will ship out. Closing thoughts. But before you give your closing thoughts, let's play this. Let's play this here. All right, guys. Closing thoughts.
Let me go. Let me go first. I think we're very confident in Ten Hag, but the issue is how fast can he clean up the roster? I mean, we have Pereira coming back still. We have Palestri wherever he is. We have real men. We have real players. Like we have. I mean, we have a really messed up and confusing, team of guys just everywhere, like that were built for no apparent reason by Ollie and them. It's like, how quickly can he rotate this squad and get what he wants, a decent squad in for next season? Like, that's the big thing. You want a coach that could, you want him to dictate and be mean and pull plays out, but can he get enough players in the club to do that? I mean, I'm confident he, in his coaching ability, but does Manchester United, are they willing to lose money, sell a player for less? How committed are we to this rebuild? Are we going to lose money to get better in the future?
That's part of it.
Yeah, but Simeon United don't make money off of no players again.
I don't know.
Make no money.
I hear men talking about how I think I was watching a Manchester something, and they was talking about Manchester making sales. Then we don't have nobody good. Last big sale was Lukaku.
We don't make profits off our players, right?
It's just nonsense.
The last was Lukaku, and
we still get all the money for that.
Yeah, and that's still paying.
If Milan owe us what, $75? I mean $75 million.
Yeah. So
closing thoughts, Chef or Lion?
Chef, close up. I will go first. Honestly, I'm excited to see what Ten Hag brings to the side. I know he would bring a mixture of youths and probably bring in one or two players. I'm excited to see the kind of football he would be bringing to the club, because it's been really underwhelming for the past few years. And I think the biggest thing about this revolution is all these players leaving. That is the most exciting part.
Yep.
To see what we could bring in and what we could work in with what we have. And I'm glad people mightn't like it, but the leader of that revolution that is leaving is Pogba.
Yep.
I love the player, but I think we had enough
time
of him, right? And I really hope we're not offering him any contract. At 500,000, keep it. Find a youth somewhere in Brazil or Argentina for that 500,000 who looking good, and give them that money and let them come in that squad. Do not give Pogba no new contract. Let him go Juventus, because you can clearly see he is not for that team anymore. Right? I'm excited, and I hope big things come back to this side.
Jeff, closing thoughts, buddy.
I am excited, very excited too, because as I keep on saying, the stars just align for this man to take over. That being said, fans, the board, the Manchester hierarchy, people have to be patient. People have to understand that this thing ain't gonna happen overnight. Now we just talk patience, but patience is a hard thing for mankind.
Yeah, but I shush because you took away my final closing thought. So
my apologies. Great minds just think alike. Great minds just think alike. Yeah. So, Chad, but besides the patient part, I just want this board support this man. So you bring the man in to do a job, give him all the tools possible to do the job. That's it.
True. Yeah, just to add on to what Chef said, we live in a microwave society. Just pop in something, it'll be done in 2 minutes, right? And people expect it to people are expecting Ten Hag to do miracles within the first 10 games. Nope. By 2024, we will probably see, if everything goes right, a new and improved Manchester United, right? Let me go through some of the comments here. Why we never bought Camavinga?
Because he didn't want to come. He wanted to go Madrid.
And Camavinga is more boss. No, he's not a defensive midfielder, right?
Yeah, but he
didn't want
clearly remember. Like we had talk about that. He wanted to go Madrid.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Paul is saying season 1 build, not going to use rebuild again. Well, John Paul, you kind of got to use rebuild, and I'll tell you why. Because players going out are fresh faces coming in, so it's kind of a rebuild, right?
It's a rebuild.
I get where John Paul's coming from. Season 2 is to get back as close as possible to the top.
And I'll tell you something. I don't even agree with that, because I just don't see it happening in 2 seasons.
I think that's where. I think what Ragnick did this 6 months he was here is he outlined how bad this club is running.
That's right.
He outlined how the whole structure is messed up. So now the fan base, we know, well, you get to rebuild the whole thing, not just a team. You got to rebuild the whole scouting, the whole recruiting. I mean,
yep.
Down to the facilities and all, Simeon.
I can switch up John Paul's words on the second statement a little bit. John Paul, what if we in season 2 try to close the gap between us, City, and Liverpool?
Is a possibility based on the amount of players you sign?
It depends on how the cohesion goes. If the team come together and click, and we have a good first season together, then great. We could push on, but it really takes a while for a new team, and really and truly, it's going to be a new team.
But we have, we are big. That's true, but like we are a big club. Like all these things is going to take time, but we should be able to buy the best physio, the best nutritionist. I don't know why. It's a question why we didn't do before. That's the big question. Like why we never took time to modernize our whole structure. And that's the thing.
Imagine Manchester now get a team therapist. Now get that this season. In days like in big 2022.
A video analyst.
Mental health is everything.
Just get one.
I will go through the last 2 comments here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Aaron is saying teams might pay United to keep Harry. Oh Lord. A last comment. Davian, you have the last comment. Y'all notice Ralph wasn't even interested in buying in January. He just wanted to show how good or bad the squad
was. That's right.
Well, guys, Erik Ten Hag is here. All of us are excited. And this has been a very great, therapy session. I hope the viewers enjoyed. Thanks for letting me host. Lion, Chef, Simeon, and also Caveman. Hope you guys have a great night. And we'll see you soon. We'll see you after the Arsenal game.
Yep.
Bye.